Imagine a force so powerful it makes the ground roll like ocean waves, splits the earth open, and even causes the mighty Mississippi River to flow backward. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie. It's a real event from American history, and scientists say it could happen again. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of America to uncover a hidden threat, the new Madrid Seismic Zone. Most people associate major earthquakes with places like California or Japan along the edges of tectonic plates. But between 1811 and 1812, a series of the most powerful earthquakes in U.S. history struck right in the country's midsection, centered around the small town of New Madrid, Missouri. These weren't just minor tremors. We're talking about quakes estimated to be over magnitude 7, some potentially reaching close to an 8. For perspective, that's on par with the infamous 1906 San Francisco earthquake. The sheer scale of these events is hard to comprehend. The shaking was felt over an area of 2 million square miles, literally rattling windows and ringing church bells in cities as far away as Boston and Washington, D.C. Eyewitness accounts from the time are terrifying. People reported seeing the ground rise and fall in visible waves several feet high. Huge fissures, some hundreds of feet long, suddenly ripped open the earth, swallowing everything in their path. The landscape was permanently scarred. Entire forests were flattened, and large areas of land either sank to become new lakes or were violently uplifted. Perhaps the most mind-boggling phenomenon was what happened to the Mississippi River. The violent uplift of the Earth's crust created a temporary dam and then a waterfall on the river, causing its waters to flow backward for several hours. This seismic chaos also created Reelfoot Lake in Tennessee, as the land subsided and the river's backflow filled the newly formed basin. Imagine living through that, the very ground beneath your feet. The greatest river in North America, all defying the laws of nature. So, what caused such devastation in a place so far from a major plate boundary? The answer lies deep beneath the Mississippi River Valley in a geological feature called the Reelfoot Rift. This is an ancient, failed continental rift, a place where the North American continent started to split apart hundreds of millions of years ago. The split never completed, but it left behind a network of deep, buried faults. These faults are now part of the new Madrid Seismic Zone. Stress from the movement of the massive North American plate builds up along these ancient weaknesses. And when the stress becomes too much, the faults rupture, releasing enormous amounts of energy. After the terrifying sequence of quakes in 1811 and 1812, the new Madrid Zone went relatively quiet for a long time, causing it to fade from public memory. But geologists and seismologists never forgot. They know that this seismic zone is not dead, it's just sleeping. The zone continues to produce hundreds of small tremors every year, constant reminders of the immense pressure building up below. The big question is, when will the next big one hit? Scientists estimate that the recurrence interval for magnitude 7 or greater earthquakes in the new Madrid Zone is roughly 500 years. It has been over 200 years since the last major series of events. This means we are well within the window for another catastrophic quake. Some studies suggest a 25 to 40% chance of a magnitude 6 or greater earthquake occurring in the next 50 years. The odds of an even larger 1811-style quake are lower, maybe around 7 to 10%, but they are not zero. The risk is real, and it's growing every day. Now, think about what's changed since 1812. Back then, the central United States was sparsely populated. The biggest city in the region, St. Louis, had just a few thousand residents. Today, the area is home to millions. Cities like Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Louis, Missouri, are major population and economic hubs. Memphis is also America's distribution superhub, a critical point for shipping and logistics for the entire country. The region is crisscrossed by highways, railways, bridges, and crucial oil and gas pipelines. If a megaquake were to strike the new Madrid Zone today, the consequences would be catastrophic on a scale our nation has never experienced. Modern buildings in the region are often not built to the same seismic standards as those in California because the threat has been historically underestimated. Many are unreinforced brick structures that would likely collapse. The soft, water-saturated soil of the river valley is prone to a phenomenon called liquefaction, where the ground temporarily behaves like a liquid during intense shaking, causing buildings to sink or topple. Imagine widespread bridge collapses over the Mississippi and other major rivers, severing transportation routes and isolating entire communities. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about being informed and proactive. Preparing for low-probability, high-consequence events is one of the greatest challenges we face. It requires long-term vision, investment in resilient infrastructure, and a public that is educated and ready. Creating a family emergency plan, securing heavy furniture, and knowing your local risks are all small but vital steps. The new Madrid Seismic Zone is America's hidden vulnerability, a sleeping giant beneath the heartland. The quakes of the past are a stark warning of what the future could hold. The only question is whether we will heed that warning before the ground begins to shake again. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world. Stay safe and stay informed.